Hello, everybody, and welcome to season 2 of Controllers and Coffee.
Hey.
It has been over a month since we've done a podcast. I think we got a month's worth of podcast done in that last week of the
I
year,
think so.
Though it was pretty incredible. Thanks to all the guests for joining us. But we are back in 2022 with, another year of cracker podcast episodes. With myself, I'm Elliot Porter, and I am joined, as always, by the wonderful, the colorful, the much better-looking backdrop than me. I'm in the Citadel.
You're in the Citadel. It can't get any better.
Can't get much better. Kat Jarrettson. Hello, Kat.
Yo.
So
What is
nice
up?
To see you.
Oh, so
Not
good
much.
to see you after all this time.
Hell yeah. Thanks for waiting so long for me.
Okay.
I did get COVID, so that was a whole thing. So thank you everyone for sticking with the channel and not unsubscribing.
We love it.
Welcome to Lost in the chat. Nice to have you back. He says, "Oh well, I hope." Yes, much better now. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you checking in with me on Twitter, and we are back. And hey, StreamYard's got some new features. We got some night driving music in the background. So I thought we'd get started with some new features, new backdrop here on the Citadel. And tonight we are going to be talking about, well, quite obviously, the Xbox-Blizzard Activision acquisition, which is kind of like the biggest news of all time, and it's insane. And I think, it's a lot to talk about there.
Expensive news.
It's expensive as hell. We're also going to be talking about some of our most anticipated games for 2022, because why not start the year on a high note and get hyped for some video games? But before we do, this is Controllers and Coffee. If you like what we do here, we would love your support in any way. If you're just watching us live stream this, you're fantastic. If you are listening to this on Anchor or Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, you're an absolute legend for that as well. If you want to go that little step further and support us financially, you can do that at anchor.fm/controllersandcoffee/subscribe for $3 a month Australian, which is about, 4 US cents. You can support us, and we'll make extra content for you, and you will get our episodes early as well. And look, if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, please subscribe to Direckt Gaming. But games,
And we love
Kat,
you.
I know you have been streaming something new.
I have.
Well, at least relatively
New
new
to
game,
me.
but new for you on Twitch recently. Tell us about it.
Well,
I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
Oh, I'm excited to have thoughts, I'm starting a new game. Well, let me point out just in the background here, for those who are visual viewers, I do have a new shelf of collector's stuff, which is my Final Fantasy shelf. Which mostly exists with one collection, an art book collection, and a couple of games over there. But I did start a new journey in Final Fantasy for myself with the Final Fantasy VII remake. Oh my gosh.
Hell yes.
Yeah, so I've only played about, I think I'm 11 hours in on the in-game counter, right? 11 hours in, in chapter 8, I think I'm halfway through, towards the end of chapter 8. I don't know how many chapters there are, but I'm having a great time. I'm having I don't know fucking anything about this video game though, just to
me neither when I played it. Really.
Yeah, I know the names of the characters because it's hard to not know them just from general media, as well as from playing Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. So I know who the characters are. I know that there's a big ripperoo at the end of the game. I know that.
Not in this game though. Not that. Yeah, that's not going to happen in this remake. This first episode. Yeah, because this is just part 1, and that is towards the end of the actual game.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it happened in this bit.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
no.
well.
I think
Anyway.
what happens in this game is like the first act of the original, like, but
Yeah,
it's
well,
much, grander.
yeah, I have just no knowledge. I didn't know until very recently that there's like a lion dog or something. I
Yeah,
don't know. Still don't
I didn't
know
know
what that
about that
is.
either.
Haven't seen it
Yeah,
actually in the game. I've just seen some pictures of it.
yeah.
I saw that like the Italian government were watching Tifa in their freaking boardroom or whatever. Like that is all I know. I know Tifa, Aerith, Cloud, barely knew Barrett, like
Sephiroth?
Sephiroth, I know. As soon as I heard Biggs, I knew that that was the same voice actor as Balthier, my one true love. I was like,
Nice.
I know your voice, my guy. But like, I didn't know. For example, this is the thing that's really gotten me the most. I didn't know that Cloud was like kind of a dick, like kind of a jerk. I just
Yeah, right.
he
Okay.
was like a hero character, like your classic hero character. When he tells Barrett to get help, I fucking lost it. That was so funny. Like I lost it. That was too good. And I guess
He is a right dick.
he is a bit of a dick, but I love it. And I think, it's really interesting because it's my first experience in it anyway. Like, I can't tell what is new and what is not. I have no idea what's going on. I can kind of tell. I knew that Chadley was new. As soon as I met that character, I was like, this character is weird in the new way that it's weird, not in the old way that they're weird. Like, that's a new addition.
The kid that you get.
The scientist kid with the one
Yeah.
thing that teaches you or creates new material or whatever. Yeah, so I knew as soon as I met that guy, I was like, you're not from around here. You're different. And I heard that the side quests are additions as well. But other than that, I'm just experiencing everything with like new eyes. I'm like, what's going on? Can I go that way? Like, what's happening?
Where are you? Like, where is Chapter 8? Like, what's happening at the moment?
I am in Sector 5. I have just re-met Aerith, went to her flower house, and I'm about to start doing the side quests in that area. So that's where I'm up to. So we blew the first reactor and went to go and do the second one, and our plans were somewhat foiled.
Scuppered, you may say.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been great. I've been having a great time.
So good. It's such a good game.
Really good. Oh my god. I had no idea what to expect in terms of story. I knew that it was about corporation versus the planet sort of thing.
Yeah, very much.
Like IRL, so
yeah.
like no biggie. But yeah, like I'm having like a much I didn't really expect anything because I didn't know anything about it, but I'm still having a better time than I thought I would. I will say though, I fucking absolutely just suck at the combat. I am dying left, right, and center. I chose the new gameplay. And not the classic type. Because they have like old gameplay. They had like 4 options. Like old classic, new classic. And I was like, well, I'll just go for the newest new one. Because that's what people in my chat recommended. Also,
it's so fun.
The combat it is really fun. Good. I'm just really bad. Like I'm just like, oh shit, I should have healed. I'm like not blocking or anything. I'm like really bad at it. But
there is so much to think about and so much character and stuff when you're in combat. Like you have to be on it all the time.
Yeah. Whereas I wasn't. I'm only just kind of like learning now that I don't actually have to switch characters to use their ATB gauge and all this sort of stuff. I think some of the instructions around the ATB gauges and using unique abilities around the ATB gauges aren't very intuitive in their language, especially like when Chadley's like, oh, stagger people, then use unique abilities to fill the ATB gauge, but you can't do that if you've already got one gauge full. It doesn't count, and like all this sort of stuff. Like it's a bit more complex than I think it's trying to be. Like it's trying to explain it so simply, but it's just a little bit harder than that, which is fine. I'm getting there, but I have also I'm really thankful for having like my Twitch chat with me, because they do know what's going on. And when I'm like, it was a time I was looking at in the first area where you have side quests, and I was looking at all the side quests, and I did a bunch, and I saw I had like 1 or 2 left, and I was like, oh, I guess I should probably do the main mission, because I never do the main mission. I always get stuck in side quests and I never progress the story. And they saw me go and hover over the main mission on the map. And then they started typing in chat, and they're like, if you do the main mission, you can't do the side missions ever again. And I was like, whoa, thank you. Never mind then. Off I go to do the side mission. So it's been really good. It's been really nice, actually, to be so new to the game, because everyone who's joined my Twitch chat has been super silent about, you know, the spoiler stuff of the game, and really good at not answering my like rhetoric questions or my questions to myself, and just like actually helping me have a good experience with the game. So it's been really cool. I'm having a fantastic time.
That's sick. It is so fun. And I guess I knew a little bit about it, and I like, because Tash is a huge fan of it, but I never played the original. But I went into it like, you know, kind of having watched Tash play the entire game. But it is just such an incredible game. It's so like well designed. It's absolutely out there. But the combat's super fun. The characters are really cool. Yeah, it is good. It looks amazing. Are you playing on PC or PS5?
PS5. I waited long enough after getting it for free on PlayStation Plus that I got the free PS5 upgrade. Hell yeah. So that's pretty good.
That's awesome.
It looks fantastic, but sometimes depending on the lighting, like when I was leaving Marco Reactor 5, in some of those smaller rooms, especially with the lighting, I'd like look at Tifa and I'd be like, what's wrong with you? Like something's wrong with your face right now. It's just the lighting and stuff. And like you go to the new area and you're like, wow, it's gorgeous. But then occasionally you turn around and you're like, what is that?
How dare you say that about Tifa?
I love Tifa. Oh my god,
she's amazing. The close-ups on their faces are like incredible as well. Like when it
their
kind
eyelashes
of cuts to their face, like in your face, and they're like really emotive. And I think it's such a good-looking game.
Cloud's hair always looks fantastic.
It does, yeah. Some of the environmental stuff isn't as good as the facial designs, but man, it's such a cool game.
One of the things I noticed I think it was in the first reactor, they put you like in a fight against a robot, but it's not a sweeper and it's not the really big guy. It's something else. Anyways, they do a little like a cutscene where they zoom in on his gun. Like on his blaster of the bad guy, and it's clearly supposed to be a circle, like a barrel, but it's like an octagon. It's clearly an octagon. I was like, what? What are you
like it
doing?
Hasn't rendered properly.
Yeah, it's like how and so many, especially the circles in the game are like that. Like if you're in a cutscene and you see like a bolt or something, or the buttons on their shirts, they're all like octagons and stuff like that. And it's so strange because other bits are like, they're so crisp. Like you'll be zoomed in on this dude's face and everything, you'll be like looking at the fibers in his coat, and like his eyes are perfect and everything looks gorgeous. And then the button on his lapel is an octagon. And I'm like, why? Like, what is wrong with circles? What's your problem?
They've used up their whole like polygon budget on Cloud's hair.
Yeah, well, I think all of the circle assets went into the eyeballs and they can't use any more circles. Like, that's enough circles.
We have a limit on circles.
They're like, we can have 0 more. All the eyes and the materia, nothing else is allowed. I also found like I didn't know that the like the leveling system would be that way. It's very different to what I expected.
Yeah.
Especially from like all the other like Final Fantasy games that I have played, but that's okay. You know, most of them I've like of the older ones I played so long ago that I don't really remember anything at all. So the only ones that I'm really judging it off are the newer ones, and I guess they're all quite different from one another anyway. Galaxy view on the weapons, though, I'm like, what is going on? This load screen. It's not really a load screen, but like when you go to like upgrade the weapon, it's like and just the transfer from there to actually like upgrading your weapon is so unnecessarily long. But it's still great. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's good. I'm excited to hear your thoughts as it goes through the game, because the story.
How long is it, do you reckon, from hours that you played?
Well, I didn't finish it. I think it's about 50 hours, but I did watch Tash play it all. Maybe 50,
so you're going through it a bit quicker.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm just hoping to finish it before Elden Ring, and if I can do that, then
wait. So you're in.
I've got a month left.
Sector 5. You haven't been to that like nightclb city, have you?
No.
Like, okay.
No.
Cool.
I know that Cloud gets in a dress. That's all. I've seen that. But I've only seen that he wears a dress. I haven't seen any of the scene or anything like that.
I'm not saying anything except the fact that I think it is one of the best scenes in all of gaming.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see it.
Excellent. I love it.
Yes,
It's a good time.
Wait, I'll just look up how many chapters there are.
Good idea. Yeah.
How many chapters? Well, I have to write remake now.
Incredibly loud car outside.
There's 18 chapters, and I'm in chapter 8.
Okay,
and I assume the chapters will probably get longer though. But I don't know, I guess.
Yeah, some of the chapters are quite long. I can't remember what that city's called, like that town's called, but that's quite a long section.
Yeah.
But then I think towards the end there's less of the areas with side quests and more like chapter to chapter kind of thing, but they are quite long. But yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's an excellent game. I'm excited to continue to hear your thoughts as we move forward. Before, what is it? 1 month until
literally a month,
right? Literally.
I'm so excited. It comes. What?
Do you know what? I remembered this earlier, and I did put it in the description. But it is 3 years today since Direckt Gaming, the YouTube channel, existed. 3 years.
3 years today.
3 years.
Wowee.
So happy birthday to us.
Well, congrats to you.
Thank
Mostly
you.
to you.
Look, we've been doing this for nearly 2.
That's true.
Which is insane to think about.
And you're 3.
You're May. I think May the 25th is the podcast.
It's my second birthday. Amazing.
Is your yeah. Oh, good. Well, look, while I had COVID, I played a lot of games.
Yes, tell me.
I went on a journey of what are the shortest games I can play and knock out and get a shitload of achievements, and not really, not really have to start some really deep, huge game. Thank you, Lost, in the comments saying happy anniversary. Thank you so much.
That's sweet.
So I'll quickly rattle them off. I'm going to get my list because I forgot half of them.
I'm excited.
So I finished. Well, the game I'm going to talk about more is Life is Strange: True Colors, which is really good, and it made it into my top 10 games of the year list. Which, if you haven't seen, check out that video.
Go watch it right now.
Go watch it. Okay, so I finished The Gunk. I finished.
I didn't finish that. I started it, but I didn't finish it.
I realized a couple of weeks after starting it, I was like, why haven't I finished this? And it took me about 2 hours and it was done.
Yeah, I think I'm more than halfway through.
It's a cute game. It was all right. Like, it wasn't like, oh my God, this is so good. But it was cool. It was clever. It was, pretty chill, actually, considering.
Yeah.
I played and finished Unpacking in 1 day. And that's such a cool little game. I got a couple of hours into it and I was like, was this game made in Australia? And it was, because there was something. I realized what it was. So, when we were kids, how at Hungry Jack's or Macca's. At Hungry Jack's or Macca's, they had those like colored Coke glasses, like kind of like
Yeah.
shaped,
Yeah.
and like everybody had them. Well,
Yeah,
one of the
absolutely.
things I was
I
unpacking
still have some.
in her house was those, and I was like, "Is this Australian? Because I swear this has got to be Australian." And it
This
is.
is
It's made by
Australian.
an Australian developer. It was very cool, very sweet little game. Really interesting, like environmental storytelling through unpacking someone's life. Really cool. I played
Nice.
and finished Firewatch in one sitting.
Oh my
on
god, that's a
Game
bit of a
Pass.
longer one, isn't it?
4 hours, I think.
No, not too bad.
Yeah. So good, so interesting. Very much, I love a good walking
really cool.
sim. Really cool game. One that I know you would appreciate. Oh, actually, I'm just looking at my list here. I played and finished Unpacking and Firewatch on the same day. I put the dates down.
Oh wow, jeez. Calm down.
I was literally like couch ridden. I couldn't get off the fucking couch when I had COVID. So I was just like, I'm just going to play video games. The following day, I played and finished Genesis Noir in one sitting.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I loved sections and I detested sections.
It was weird. I didn't like it when it became colorful. I just thought, what?
That's what I thought. As soon as it turns colorful, it becomes absolutely just a million times worse.
Mm-hmm.
And also like in gameplay, in like just the overall feel of the game, just like everything degrades.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. And then yes, I finished Life is Strange True Colors, which took us a couple of weeks to get through. Tash and myself, and then I played Oliha. Yeah.
Oh, I know this. Yeah.
Which is like it's almost like it's gameplay wise quite similar to Narita Boy. It's very pixel action platformy, less maybe platformy, but that was cool. That was only about maybe 8 hours, 10 hours or something like that, maybe less.
Nice.
Very, very cool, weird game. I did start Kana, Bridge of Spirits, but I got a few hours in and I didn't finish it. I haven't finished it. I will. I gotta say, as beautiful as that is, it's gorgeous and it's just nice to be in, and I love the rot.
Lovely.
The mission structure is tedious as all hell. And
it is.
Like it. And
then the boss fights start getting really hard.
Yeah, see, I was just like struggling to enjoy myself, so I just put it on easy, and then I haven't gone back to it. But
I only played on normal.
Beautiful though.
Fucking hard. Yeah, it's gorgeous. But yeah, definitely there are parts of it that are tedious, and like the repetitive, especially the repetitive like animation when you find a rot, when you have to find 100 of them, it's like, oh my god, oh my god, don't show me again. No, I don't want to see it.
But yeah, Life is Strange True Colors. So I think this is an excellent game. I haven't really played the first two. I started the first one a few months ago, but I played something else. I think Forza came out or something like that. But True Colors is really good. It's like it's way more like inward and I don't know, less fantastical than like it's really good, I think, for that. Like you're really exploring Alex Chen as a person, as a character, and I think it was really cool. Welcome Uncle Chunt to the chat. Thanks for joining us, man. Chunta. Oi. So yeah, I highly recommend that. It's really like really sweet and really it's got this like huge twist in it, obviously.
Lots of spoiled on the back of the box.
No, well, no. That was just a plot point that got spoiled, not a twist.
Man.
I thought it was really good. I really recommend going to check it out. Look, to be completely honest, it's gonna be on Game Pass eventually. Like everything just is.
Like I bought Death's Door just before Christmas, and it's on Game Pass right now.
I was literally about to say that. Yeah, Lost Forever in the chat said Death's Door and Game Pass. I literally was talking to you about buying it as well, and I was like, I should really do that. I should really do that. And then I didn't, and then it got announced, and I was like, okay, well, I saved myself $20.
I played it in the period between Christmas and New Year's, where I was stuck at home for 7 days waiting a COVID test result, and I didn't have COVID, but I was stuck there for 7 days. I played it and I finished it. God, that game is fantastic, but I won't talk about it more because I know that you're about to play it, and we can talk about it once you've done that.
Yeah, I think it might be the next game I play. And I did actually, I forgot about this, but I've only put a couple of hours into it, but I downloaded the Anacrusis. I am planning to do at least an impressions write-up or something on Season Gaming, but I just haven't gotten around to playing it more.
Cool.
It is janky as fuck. So jank. It is like, I mean, it is in early access.
Yeah.
But I played it with two of my good mates, and we had a fucking great time. Like, it was so much fun. And like, we didn't even finish the mission we were doing. By the time we like got to the final kind of assault, you know, we're getting like hit with waves of enemies. We all died, and it was like midnight, and we all had to work the next day. So we called it quits. I've played it once since then. It is super early access. Like the like hit detection's really bad, and there's like massive features that I feel are missing from the game, but it just has like a charm to it, and it was
just a fun,
like really
fun
quite
feeling.
fun. And like there's these certain enemies that I think they're called. Oh no, I can't remember.
They're called enemies.
They're called enemies, but they're just on fire, and they set everything around them on fire. But they're so bright that when they get near you, you just can't see anything. And it's just like the most intense shit. And there's some really cool music. There's this like one section halfway through the kind of first mission where you have to like hit a button for an elevator, and it's like you got to hold out while these enemies come. But like you're in like kind of a nightclub, and this really cool music starts playing, and you're just like mowing down these alien creatures to this like, you know, it's real 60s vibe, that game. And it's quite clever. It's got a long way to go. But I think it's quite cool how it, you know, it doles out enemies to you. Like it's like Left 4 Dead in the way of like, apparently there's like an AI director working in the background to like, you know, if you're doing really well, it makes it more difficult. And if you're doing not so well, it kind of eases off the enemies and throws different things at you. And it's gorgeous in the way of level design, but it's not super amazing, you know, graphically. But like some of the areas on this like massive, because you're on like a huge, it's essentially a cruise ship, but it's in space. And some of the sections are like beautiful colors, and it's very cool. Very cool vibe, retro futuristic vibe.
Very cool.
So yeah, definitely want to keep going with that. And I understand why it's not getting great reviews, but also don't know if it's fair to review a game in early access that early.
I understand what you're saying. Your conversation there just reminded me, I've also been playing another game. I've only played like 3.5 hours, if that. But with some friends, Escape Simulator, which is basically just like it plunks you in escape rooms and you got to figure out puzzles and stuff. My God, that game is so good. Like,
really?
The room is so tiny. Like, you're always running into the other people, like in the room, and like you're like, fuck, I need this clue, and the other person has it, sort of thing. So it really like adds a whole other like element to it, because you're like, it's like, what is going on? And like all the clues are actually difficult. You do have the ability to get like hints and things like that, but they're not easy, and they're not like ridiculous either. It's this perfect like middle ground, and the teamwork works really, really well. And you go through like a series of levels where they get like harder, and like you learn like a pattern in the first one, and you can like take that throughout the levels. So we did like an Egypt one, and we did a space one. But let me tell you, oh my God, at the end of the space one, we're looking at this puzzle in the ground, and you just had to organize the pipes to fucking make a line so that the juice could go from one spot to the other spot. And like there were 3 holes that you organize them in. I'd go to one and I'd organize the pipes, and I'd go back to the other one. I'd be like, oh, this one's wrong. And I'd organize the pipes. And I'd go to the 3rd one and I'd organize it. I'm like, oh, it's not working. And I'll go back and the pipes are wrong. And I'm like, what is going on? So I fix them and I go to the next one. I'm like, this one's wrong as well. And I fix it back up. And I just kept going back. I'm like, what? Every time I change these, I come back and they're fucking wrong again. What is going on? I was like, what is happening? Like, am I being pranked? What is
Were you
going
being sabotaged?
on?
Yeah.
Literally, I was like, what is happening? I'm losing my mind until I start working on one and my teammate like picks it up and turns it and puts it back down the wrong way. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, I was like, I don't get this prank. Like, you're not giggling. It's like we want to go to bed. What are you doing? You're putting it in the wrong way.
Harsh.
What is going on? Anyways, the game desynced and we were all seeing different pipes. we're all just like in our own heads thinking, man, this other person's a fucking idiot putting their pipes in this way and switching them back on each other. It took us so long to figure that out. Oh my god. But it's like a really, really good game. Definitely recommend. And there's all these other like they have like secret tokens in each of the level and like secret things that you can do that are just a bit of fun and a little bit more to add to the level as opposed to just getting out. Really, really do recommend. Great multiplayer experience for anyone who's looking for something like that. So good.
Yeah. PC only, I would assume, something like that.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess so. Let's have a look. Really, really good though. I had such a good time playing that.
Very good. It looks like Mac, Windows.
Yeah, Mac as
Linux.
well. And Linux. That's it.
Yeah.
No consoles. Cool. Consoles are for plebs. Like me. I love a console.
That's good. All right. Let's talk about it. We're a week late, but I'm kind of glad, like, at least we didn't do the podcast last week and then like
the news
half a day later the news came out.
And that's classic us though.
It is, I know. So Xbox,
that Activision acquisition.
I struggle to understand the how huge this is.
I always think to myself, since it's happened a week ago, I think to myself, man, they must have got a real deal on that after all of those terrible allegations.
Right.
Man, that price probably went way down.
Exactly. Well, I think, what did they buy? All the they're buying all the shares of the company at $95 or something like that. So I wonder.
Really? May I have some?
I think that's how it works.
May I have some shares? I have some. I need some money. Could you give me some?
Their share price is only $79 at the moment, but yeah. So on January the 18th, Phil Spencer did a blog post on Xbox Wire just saying they're welcoming the incredible teams and legendary franchises of Activision-Blizzard to Microsoft Gaming. Creators of Call of Duty, Warcraft, Candy Crush, Tony Hawk, Diablo, Overwatch, Spyro, Hearthstone, Guitar Hero, Crash Bandicoot, StarCraft, and more join Team Xbox. Just want to say something I thought was quite interesting. Was they put like this gaming leadership team kind of image up there, and I'm just going to share my screen.
I'd love to see it.
So you can see it. Let's go Chrome tab. And I think this is Phil Spencer's way of saying, like, hey, we're not going to fucking do the same shit that Activision was doing. We're going to try and make this a bit better.
We're going to add women.
There's a bunch of women here. For one thing, they've even got
we got some people
pronouns and stuff like that. So they're like, I think, where's the line that I find is just Phil Spencer saying no uncertain terms, like Here we go. Until this transaction closes, Activision, Blizzard, and Microsoft Gaming will continue to operate independently. Once the deal is complete, the Activision Blizzard business will report to me as CEO, Microsoft Gaming. So it's like, hey, after we sign this off, Bobby Kotick, you're not the boss
out
anymore.
So we've got yeah, that's a little nice right there, little cute picky, that's nice. Thank you for the zoom.
Matt Booty.
Hey Booty.
Don't hear much from him anymore. It's like they told him to shut up.
Shut the fuck up, Booty. No, that's good. That's nice.
What was your gut reaction to this?
One of the first things I thought about, and I freely admit that I don't really know enough about the topic to really be informed, but it's one of the first things I thought about is like, they are spending so much money and buying so many studios. Like, when is too many? Like, when is too much of all of the companies that bring us games? And like, a word that obviously everyone throws around is monopoly, which would not be the case here because you've still got Nintendo and Sony and stuff. So it would be more like a duopoly or a, you know, whatever the like the one where you have multiple things. And also I think like the scale is not small enough. Like, I think Steam would have to be included with Valve and like things like that. So I think it becomes, well, it's become and is further moving into this position where it's controlling such a massive share of all of the studios and all of the games that are being created, but it will never be punished for that or labeled as a monopoly, not only because we have these other behemoths that don't have as many studios, they just exist, but also because there are so many indie studios that I don't think you could ever really have them be a monopoly, because there are so many other indie studios that just would not get classed as that. And I know that you can have monopolies as well within sectors of, like, you know, business, to be like, okay, well, this one company owns all of the, you know, AAA titles, that sort of thing. But again, you've got Sony as a AAA producer, et cetera, so it will never get classed as a monopoly, but it's taking up so much of the space. My concern is not necessarily for what a monopoly level. Yeah, especially in that top level. Yeah, my concern is not necessarily for you know, what a typical monopoly concern is, which is like the economics of the area, etc. Mine is more for, like, you know, the CEO is one person of all of these companies. Like, there's just so much going on there that gets funneled up to such a small point that small top point ends up making big decisions that affect so many people that might not be right for all of those studios or all of those situations. And I wonder how having so many studios like blanketed under one overarching company, like I wonder if that, like, what problems we might see like cropping up under that. Not that I think like that there definitely will be problems or there definitely won't be problems. I just think that's just an interesting thought to me in the first place that I really went afterwards, because I could not care less who buys what. So long as you're making games, I'm going to be able to access them because I have a PC and a PlayStation 5. So I don't care about the exclusivity at all. But I'm interested as to how that will affect the studios and the creative decisions and all that sort of stuff. Will we end up getting a lot of samey stuff because everything is bought under this one company? I don't know.
Yeah, I think Microsoft in recent years have kind of done a good job in allowing the studios that they buy to have creative control. Like,
yeah, definitely, and individuality.
They've got a really wide array of studios now, from, you know, racing, shooters, you know, platformers and RPGs, and now, you know, it's also stepping into mobile territory and
Yeah.
PC gaming, MMO, you know, with WoW. And I see where you're coming from. It's like, yes, it's not a monopoly. And you know, Chunt in the chat is saying, you know, Xbox Lost is saying Xbox will still be third, and Chunt is saying can't monopolize when you're third. Yeah, because I believe that it's like Sony, Tencent, and now Microsoft. Yeah. But you're right in obviously Sony is all AAA as well, but like Sony and Xbox, like Tencent have a lot of hands in a lot of pies, but they're not the ones making like every single AAA game.
They're not influencing, and they're not like in that massive sphere as much.
Yeah, like they own, you know,
that upper
bits
echelon
of Ubisoft, and they own bits of, I think they own bits of Activision, and but you're right, it's not quite on the same level. But I think out of, you know, if, you know, there's a lot of discourse online about, oh, this was going to happen. Like, you know, Activision were looking to sell, Tencent, you know, potentially could have bought it, and that would have been worse. And I think if there is any company out there, I think if there is a gaming, you know, a platform holder for one thing that is spending this kind of money, $70 billion almost dollars, I think it's good that it's Microsoft, because they, from the outside, and obviously we don't know anything, you know, we only know what we see from, you know, social media and the mouthpieces of the company. But as far as I can see, they have pretty good creative control for their studios. They seem to just let them make what they want to make, but also now they have the money to back them. Also, it seems that they are treated with respect and treated, you know, like they're quite inclusive, and they're, you know, there's not the same, it seems like there's not the same culture problems that there is currently at Activision-Blizzard. And I wonder, you know, this
got to get rid of that.
This is like, clearly this has been in the works for a while. So like with all this shit going on with Activision-Blizzard last year, like what was Microsoft thinking at the time? Like, we're going to get a better deal, or like, how are we going to stamp this out? Because now this is going to look bad.
Yeah, that's going to become their problem.
Microsoft, right? That is going to become their problem. But I think, you know, this is what I'm kind of happy about it for, is like, if it means the culture issues at Activision-Blizzard are kind of stamped out, and if it means like, you know, the Bobby Kodaks of this world are kind of pushed out of their jobs, and better, more appropriate people for the, you know, day and age that we're in are put into those positions, or at least like headed up at the company. I think that's got to be a good thing, right? And but I'm really, when Microsoft bought Bethesda, my thought was like, everything's going to be exclusive. Like I figured, you know, that's just a done deal. Exclusive games, you know, from Bethesda Studios. With something like Call of Duty, I just don't know. I would not be surprised if it does not go exclusive, because like that is such a huge
fan base. Let's like mostly,
it's huge.
It's space.
Yeah, and it's, you know, the amount of sales, like it is the biggest seller every single year, and a lot of those are on PlayStation. And I know the argument with that will be like, you know, why did they spend all this money if they're just going to put their games on PlayStation? But
you still earn the money from the game itself.
You're still going to make a lot of money. I just don't know with Call of Duty specifically. Like I could see almost every other thing, you know, Diablo, Overwatch, you know, potentially Overwatch 2 going Xbox PC exclusive. But with Call of Duty specifically, I don't know. I don't know how that will shake out.
Well, I definitely think, like, I still think it's a fantastic acquisition, because like you're going to hopefully be able to stamp out a lot of like cultural problems within gaming through that acquisition, which in itself is worthwhile. Going back to like some of the comments that we have in the chat, like that they can't become a monopoly when they're third. They're third in terms of like
market
value.
Share.
Well, not market share, but like their revenue. But Sony and Tencent aren't just obviously gaming as well. Their monopoly is not in the amount of money they're making or their revenue share or anything. It's in the amount of studios that they own. Like Sony has 17 studios. Microsoft now has over 30. Like Tencent has nowhere near. So like it's only in that sphere. And whilst right now I absolutely definitely believe they are in a fantastic place. Right now they have like all these developers have amazing control over their own games. It's a big push for what they're doing right now. So everything is going as best as it can for all these individual studios to be making these fantastic games with more funding, et cetera, et cetera. My fear is not for now, and it's not for the immediate future. I think, once we have a studio that owns over 30 of the main, well, they're not all main, some of them are smaller studios, but of these AAA studios, when we get down the line in 20 years and we have somebody else in charge up the top there, and you're starting to make these decisions right at the tippy top of the triangle, these little stupid bureaucratic decisions that end up trickling down into all those other studios, that's the worry. Like right now, I think, wow, how fantastic. We are going to have some really great, like more funded games. We're going to see a lot of really different stuff coming to our consoles, and I don't care about exclusivity in any way. I'd rather it didn't exist, to be quite honest, but I understand why it does. So not a problem at all. But I just hope that, further down the line, that the bureaucracy of having such a massive company with so many little people at the bottom just trying to create something that they love the shit doesn't roll downhill and hit them one day, 15 years from now or whatever.
Yeah, because it's not, Chant
not now.
In the chat has said, in Phil we trust. And hey, in Phil we do trust. But when Phil leaves, I mean, the next, it'll probably be like Sarah Bond or something like that. Anyway, but you're right. Like it's good now, but what if, some shit management higher up comes in down the line and again, it's such a complex thing because, I mean, not even all the PlayStation studios are making AAA games. Not all of Xbox studios are making AAA games. Fuck, I just looked up Embracer Group. They have 111 studios, but really none of them are making AAA games. And again,
which is like why you can never monopolize in the space, because there's so many tiny studios. Like you will never, ever be plus anyone as a monopoly, because someone could go out there and buy 7,000 mobile studios and it wouldn't matter. Like it would not matter.
Exactly.
But it's interesting. I'm really happy about it for now, because they're definitely going to make some like fantastic culture changes, and like everything that they've been doing over the past year and beyond has been just phenomenal. And I cannot wait to see what all these studios are going to be able to create now that they do have that extra funding. But I fucking hate capitalism, so I'm worried about it. I'm worried about that.
It's also that, right? Like it is a real concern that this is even a thing. Like, and a lot of people are like, oh, what's going to be next? And I love Xbox. My whole fucking YouTube channel is based around, Xbox. Fucking Game Pass, pretty much.
We love
but
the green.
Like, I am a huge fan of Xbox, but I don't want Xbox to buy Ubisoft. I don't want Xbox to buy Take-Two. Like, my thought now isn't, oh, what's going to be next? My thought now is like, okay, slow down. Like, I thought Bethesda was it. Like, I never, ever even considered something of this scope and size, this scale would happen. And I mean,
they're going to have to slow down because they're going to run out of cash. I mean, like, to be fair, they're going to have a lot of games coming out that are going to help them regain that cash, but nowhere like, whoa, you're going to have to settle, man. Just settle. Give it a bit.
I think eventually something like this, and it just makes me almost think like Game Pass has got to come to TVs at some point soon. Like through cloud gaming. Like, because to cut out the middleman, and instead of being like, oh, you can get Game Pass cloud gaming on PlayStation now, to be like, oh, you can get it on all LG TVs or all Samsung TVs. that, or like, you know, they have been talking about like a, you know, a Fire Stick kind of piece of hardware that you just plug in so you can control it. Your controller can connect to it. You know, something like that that really cuts out the middleman is where they'll see huge uptake. Like if you can just go to an Xbox Game Pass app on your TV, like you can with Netflix or like you can with YouTube, and it's built in, that's where they're going to get the casual gamers, especially as the internet gets better and better, and, you know, TV internet gets better. Like, I think that's where they're going to be like Call of Duty on your TV. You don't even need a PlayStation anymore, even if it was multi-platform still. Like, that is just such a huge market to be able to cap, you know, just take that market share. Because like a friend of mine just bought a new TV and it's got AirPlay built into it, so you can just AirPlay from Apple devices now, and no TVs had that a few years ago. So like those little integrations that just make connecting to the ecosystems that you're already involved in is just like makes life so much easier. So once they can do that with Xbox Game Pass and cloud gaming, I think it's going to be a fucking game changer, especially with something like Call of Duty being available on that service. You know, obviously with a multiplayer game, it's going to need to be fucking good internet, but you know, I think that potential is there.
Yeah, and I think when you look at things like Apple Arcade and how easy that is to access on a TV, even though like obviously you still need like their hardware to access that thing. But if it was as easy as that, that would be insane. Like that would be like pretty much just put Game Pass appified. You could have it on anything. Like it doesn't fucking matter. I would love it. Are you kidding me? I could not fucking care about Apple Arcade the slightest. I'm just not for mobile gaming. But if I could pick this up and have my Game Pass there.
Well, I mean, that's already a thing, right? Like you can get cloud gaming in Australia on your phone, but to be
in that ecosystem.
And who doesn't own just like any form of controller, even if it's a DualShock 4? Because like you can play Game Pass on your phone with a PlayStation controller.
It's fantastic.
On an iPhone. Like that is mental. And
but if they just made it just a little bit easier, all the money
and not
would
on
flow
a tiny
in.
little screen.
Put on TV in 2 seconds, you would have $1 bajillion. The end. And that's how money. That's how capitalism works.
And that's how money works.
That's how money works.
Well, I'm sure we're going to talk about this a lot more throughout 2022 and beyond. It's not going to be a done deal till 2023. But Microsoft seems to be pretty good at closing the deal. So I imagine it will all come together.
Fingers crossed. Because they need some changes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm super hopeful for is the developers at Activision-Blizzard, you know, the ground level being treated better, and for it to hopefully wipe out this fucking cultural issue that they have been dealing with and that they're, you know, coming out of the woodwork about, and, you know, hopefully something legitimately changes and it's not just, you know, saving face and all this bullshit. So
fingers crossed. Big fingers crossed.
Indeed. And also, Candy Crush Lost Forever, it says, makes a fuckload. I imagine so.
They're getting all the mums in, getting all that mum money.
That mum money. That mum money. All right. Let's talk. Oh, Kat, I forgot how much we can talk. I didn't actually. I knew exactly how much we can talk.
I knew exactly how much we could talk.
Right. Thanks to everybody in the chat for getting in there and chatting away. We love it. Let's talk about some of the games we're most excited for this year, in the year of our Lord 2022.
I've only got one. That I care to mention.
Only one.
Only one that I care to mention.
Is it coming out on February the 25th?
It is. It's coming out a month from today. And a month
That's
from today, I'll be on
crazy.
2 weeks leave.
What a
Wow.
guess. I can't believe
What a
I just
guess.
guessed that.
I can't believe. I cannot
Look,
believe. Do you,
there's got to be
um,
more that you're excited about.
no.
You're just like you've cancelled the rest of gaming for yourself. You're like,
Yeah, there's no more games for the rest of the year.
Oh, that's so good. Well,
I don't think
look,
there's anything else coming out.
nothing. Are you
I
going to
don't
get
think there's anything else.
Pokemon Legends Arceus in 3
Oh
days' time?
no. Ugh. Are you kidding me? That game looks like hot shit. Oh my god, I'm so frustrated.
I thought you liked Pokemon.
Meh, it's all right. I don't think I've played one since maybe like Black White.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I do like Pokemon. I did play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I did like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Well, it is not very good, but I did like it. But like once you get past like the first couple of missions, every single mission is exactly the same. No joke. Like there is no difference between them. So you know, whatever. I mean, there are a lot of games coming out this year that I'm very excited for, but my number one is Elden Ring for sure. 100%.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's not my number one, but it's like I'm so excited.
What's your number one that you're excited for then, you fucking dog?
Look, I think it's Starfield. I think like
Starfield is like so far down compared to Elden Ring for me.
Yeah, but like you are the Souls spurt.
I am. I'm spurting for Souls all the time.
And I'm excited for that game. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know how much I loved.
Look at my stuff.
Yeah, it's mad.
I got another shelf down here too for small stuff.
You know how much I love Sekiro. Like, that game was... Oh, there's a little Sekiro.
Yeah, and I got the art book. That cost me a lot of fucking money. That was a lot.
Yeah, Sekiro is... Sometimes I think, is this in my top 10 games of all time? You know?
Yeah.
I think it might be.
Yeah, put it there.
But I think Skyrim is in my top 10 games of all time. And I'm really excited about Starfield because it's, you know, sci-fi Skyrim. Skyrim.
I do really love space, so I am very excited for that as well.
You do love space and space.
Do we want to... And spacemen and space women and and space monsters, Cthulhu.
I'm excited to
come down and be my friend.
Learn more about. I think that is my most anticipated game this year, but there's a couple that I'm really excited about coming out, and 2 that I definitely need to get on to buying a PlayStation 5 because Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yes, that's a really highly anticipated for me.
And Forspoken. I am
oh yes, Forspoken, so excited.
And I think a bunch of like journalists and stuff got to see like a behind closed doors Forspoken thing.
Yes,
and
I saw
impressed.
that. Well, I didn't see it, but well, they can get over it. I don't give a shit.
I don't know what they're talking about. That game looks dope. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care what other people say. I'm excited.
Yeah.
The amount of times that people have said something,
people should only care what we have to say.
Yeah, I only care what we say. You know what else I'm kind of excited for? I'm not super excited. I think out of all of the things we've already listed, this is probably even I'm less excited for it. But it's very soon, so my excitement feels higher. Is Horizon Forbidden West. That comes out just before Elden Ring. So I will not be buying it until I finish Elden Ring. And then I'll get it. You know, I have 2 weeks off. So if I feel I need a break from Elden Ring, Horizon, out you come, you know?
Yeah.
I'm very excited for that.
Another one for me is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
I was just about to say that. When's that coming out?
The day before my birthday, March 25th.
Hey, with a birthday gift.
A birthday gift. And I'm really hoping it has crossplay at launch. We could play it together. Oh yes, Chaos.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Chaos to rain down upon me. Oh my god, I'm so excited for that.
Are you actually really excited for that game?
Yeah, well, it's Neo in Final Fantasy. and Neo is a Souls-like. So where am I? Like, here's my Final
Did
Fantasy.
you play the
here's
demo?
my
I
Dark
can't
Souls.
remember if you...
Put them. No, I could have, but I just didn't make the time for it, and that's fine.
Sure.
I'll be
I don't
excited
really
when I
like
get to play it.
demos that much.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm very excited.
Tale Requiem.
Nah, couldn't care less. Sorry, haven't played the first one, so how could I
Oh,
care?
you didn't play the first one. Okay, play it. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, it's on Game Pass. I'll think
It
about it. I
is.
just need the time. And will I get the time this year? I don't know.
Also, that is the game. One of the games I'm gonna say that's gonna get delayed for sure.
You reckon?
Yeah, well, it doesn't have a release date yet.
No, I think fair then.
It's out. Yeah, there's
Babylon's
a lot of games.
Fall is coming out too. In March. I'm excited for that as well. However, there are a lot of things coming out around that time. So like Babylon, like I'm going to be playing Elden Ring still, and if I'm not, I'll be playing Horizon. So Babylon's Fall falls like right after that, because then Tunic comes out later that month, which I've been excited for yonkies. Love me a little indie game.
Sure does.
Then Stranger of Paradise. So like Babylon's Fall is
that's on the 18th. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And then, oh my god, I really want to play Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
God, that month is stacked.
Yeah,
that's
what
the
a
same
fucking
day as Wonderlands.
Yeah.
That's
gonna be rough. But I will be playing Wonderlands. I really do hope it's crossplay available so that we can play it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it will be, because Borderlands is now, and I assume they would just bring those features straight into the latest game.
Hopefully so.
Chunt is saying Sonic Frontiers. Hope it's
got
good.
Kirby ordered. Hell yeah.
Modern Sonic has been balls for too long. I've no interest in Sonic, but I'm kind of interested in the Kirby game. I've never played a Kirby game.
I used on my little Game Boy Advance. I fucking love Kirby. No, my Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Color. Holy shit. Yeah, so Forspoken is May the 24th. There's a lot of games that don't have dates. I am really excited about Stalker 2, even though it's going to be scary as fuck. That's been delayed to December the 8th. And
yeah, at the end of the year, we don't have a lot of info going on.
No, there's like nothing announced. But Ghostwire Tokyo, I'm super keen for. Me too. I'm just trying to remember the name of the other game that I'm really excited about. Why can't I remember it?
I don't know. What type of game is it? Let me see if I can help
Redfall. Redfall.
Oh, well, there you go. Easy.
But again, Redfall is set to come. They're saying it is slated for summer, but it doesn't have a release date yet. And summer means like middle of the year. I could see that getting pushed, but I hope it doesn't, because...
What do you reckon?
I'm so excited for it.
Speaking of games that could get pushed, God of War Ragnarok, what do you reckon?
No, I reckon it will come out.
You reckon it's coming out sometime?
But I keep forgetting that's coming out this year, and I am stupidly excited about it. Like,
I'm so excited for that game.
Oh my god. It's sometimes with God of War, I forget how perfect that game is, and I'm like, oh yeah, new one's coming out, No, that game is going to blow my fucking mind. I
rewatched it recently because obviously it came out on PC, so all the streamers that I follow were playing. So I have rewatched a lot of it recently. God, that game is so fucking good. Wow.
It's amazing. It is amazing. That indie game Replaced.
Oh yeah.
Remember this one?
Yes, I do. There's a lot of indie games, obviously.
Indie games are just... I love it with, like, there's all these big games coming out. We're like, I'm waiting for this date and this date. And then there's, like, this just sprinkling of indie games that, like...
In between.
It's perfect. I love it.
I love it. I fucking love video games. Oh, my God.
Slime Rancher 2.
I forgot Slime Rancher. I love Slime Rancher. Oh, my God. I love Slime Rancher.
I know you do. That was the fucking best response. Another indie game, Somerville, which is like from some of the people who developed Limbo.
It's on my
and
wish
Inside.
list.
Very good.
On my wish list.
Steel Rising, the next game from the Greedfall developers, Spiders. Fucking keen for that.
Spiders. So many games coming.
It is you play it as an automaton. It's meant to come out in June, by the way. You play as an automaton in like alternate version of French history, where it's like the French Revolution, but there's like robots and shit, and that sounds sick.
Yeah.
Oh, what are your thoughts on Tchia?
Cult of the Tchia. Oh yeah, it looks cute. I don't know if I'm really interested in it. I don't know. It looks cute.
It does look cute.
It does look.
We're gonna say Cult of the what?
Cult of the Lamb is gonna come out next year.
Yes.
Where like you are. Yeah, and you're like getting people to join your cult, but it's really cute. Yeah. I'm excited for that. There's this game I've been following on Twitter, and you might have seen me reposting it because I like retweeting GIFs from it because it's so fucking cute, called Little Gator Game. I think that's coming out this year. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I cannot wait for that game.
What's it called? Little
Gator Game. Yeah. It's just really cute.
Oh, yes. I've seen this. Yeah, that must have been you posting that on Twitter.
That was me.
Excellent.
That was me.
So cute.
It's so cute. Little Gator Game. Oh, so excited. There's just so many games. There's I think that
Gotham Knights. Game. Oh my god! Again, fucking forgetting all these games. Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad.
What's the What's that game that you told me about that I was like, I don't know about this, but now Midnight Suns. Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Literally just clicking on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This might be up there.
I was searching Marvel game upcoming because I was like, I can't remember what it's called. Very excited for that.
It looks so good. So cool. It's like Marvel
Three Houses.
Three Houses, yeah. It's not
Marvel
even
Three
like
Houses.
it's closer to that. Yeah, Marvel One House. It's closer to that than it is XCOM, I think, because it's got all the companion stuff and it's got that, almost Mass Effect companion systems. And, fucking excited for that. Although I don't think that has a release date anymore because it was meant to be March and then they pushed it, and now I don't know.
Oh no.
But you know what? You know what always happens as well is like it'll get to we say there's not much coming out at the end of the year at the moment. It'll get to bloody E3 and then we'll get a bunch of new announcements.
There'll be tons coming out, and we've already got all this stuff that's like not got a date. So it'll all come out.
Oh, the end of the year is going to be mental.
Fucking stacked.
I guess not that surprised because Horizon Zero Dawn did come out a year before God of War, but I'm surprised that God of War doesn't have a release date yet, and it's still meant to be coming this year. But it's also cross-platform.
I thought it was really interesting when they announced the release date, the release year, that they waited so long and so close to the release year, but didn't put a date on it or even a month. I thought when I saw that, I thought, oh, I don't know if that bodes well.
Yeah, weird. Because it looks, and this is not, a slight against it, because I think God of War 2018 is one of the best looking games ever and best playing games and the best, games.
Everything.
But it looks like, an extension of the first game.
Yes. Which is what we want.
Which is absolutely what I want from it. Whereas it feels to me that Horizon Forbidden West is like a real step up from the first game. I don't know if that's just what we've seen so far or if they're really making a statement on like, these are the new things you can do. Or maybe the fact that it just because it came out in 2017 and it's, you know, it's a bigger jump. It's that extra year, but it feels like the God of War sequel is very sequely.
Yeah, I think maybe like as well for God of War, you know, when that first new God of War game was created, it was created with the thought of a larger, more complete story. And so they could go from releasing that singular game and going, this is going well, we can continue straight into the second game. Like they could just keep going. Whereas I think probably for Horizon, they're like, well, let's go again. Let's see if this new IP what can we rebuild? Yeah. And so then they do start again and create new things again, whereas with God of War they had the intention to continue on, so they do continue on.
For sure,
just a little bit different. Lost says Ragnarok 2023.
I don't know. I could see it making fall release calendar, you know, like October, November.
Yep.
But again, who am I to say? I don't know what goes on behind the scenes.
But our opinions are the best, and
our opinions are the best.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what comes out in just a couple of weeks' time? Ollie World.
Oh yeah, Ollie World.
Yeah, like really.
I don't know about Sifu.
I'm not as interested as everybody.
What was that other game? Absolver? Was that it?
No. Oh wait, did they do that?
Yes, it is. It is Absolver.
Okay. That was.
I did enjoy Absolver until I got through the story, and I was like, I'm done with this. I'm 100% done. Like I don't know. So I'm not 100% sold on Sifu. It's just probably just not really my type of game.
Yeah, it's not my type of game either.
I think for the next month, but
Stray also Uncle Chunt is recommending. That does
I said
cool.
That before. The kitty cat game.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not hear.
Fuck you for not listening to me, dog.
I think for the next month. Fuck. I think for the next month before Elden Ring, I'm going to continue just trying to knock things off my backlog. So Death's Door, It Takes Two.
So good.
I really should just put the 6 hours in and finish Psychonauts 1. And
Kane is not very long, so you can knock that out if you feel so inclined.
I do want to. I don't want to give it the
story is very sweet, but it does definitely it's a first game, so
without spoiling story. I mean, not that it really matters, but
that's okay.
I can imagine what the story is going to do. But like, so I just like helped the first spirits, did the 3 things, and like the little brothers, the little twins, and the older brother. And now I've gone into the second area, and there's like 3 things I have to do to help that.
Oh,
spirit.
Yeah.
How many more of those are there? Like, is there a third?
Once you do that, you move into the final stage, and it again asks you to do 3 things, but they are different to like what you've been experiencing thus far. Cool. No, they're more like a follow a specific path and do one thing, move over, and it's not a puzzle. It's not like that. It's much more streamlined, and then you're at the end. I also stopped where you're at, and I went, oh, interesting. Went back into it, and I finished it all in one sitting. So,
oh wow, okay, fair enough.
So there's not too much more.
Cool.
It is good. I do want to finish Final Fantasy 7 before Elden Ring. I've been dabbling in the pedestrian.
That's right. Is it good?
Yeah, it's a puzzle game.
Game, yeah.
You can 100% it. You won't miss anything while you're going through. There's nothing to miss in terms of achievements. However, there are secret areas where you can go and get hats for your dude to wear, but there is nothing that marks where they are. You just like press down while you're walking and you just fall. And I don't like that. I think like you need to have some sort of marker. Some of them you can see that there's like a sign like really far down below you, so maybe you can drop down. But they also use the depth of field to show where your character will be going next. So you can never actually tell if it's like a secret or just like, oh, I'm going over there, or I have been there already. So I don't think that's fantastic. But it's still good, and it's like really quick, easy, and
cool.
Like they're not easy puzzles. You do have to think a little bit, but they're not hard. So it makes you feel smart.
Nice. I also have gone home sitting on my console that I didn't realize I'd got free with gold at some point. And apparently it's like 3 hours or something like that. So
oh, nice.
But maybe scary. I don't know.
There's a lot of games I'd really like to play Outer Wilds. I don't know if I'll have time while I'm playing Final Fantasy VII. We'll find out.
Yeah, Outer Wilds is back on Game Pass, which is pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Yes, a game that really didn't click for me, but everybody says it's just like incredible and you have to play it. But I'm like, I don't know. What did I miss? I kept fucking crashing my spaceship, and I think that was my problem.
That's what you missed. Like, you just can't fucking drive, idiot.
Can't drive a spaceship.
Yeah, well, I've never played it, and I actually haven't watched any of it, but I've had a lot of not only recommendations from, the general populace, but also like personal recommendations from people I know. So, I would like to give it a go. We shall see what time permits before Elden Ring, because I will not be putting that off for anything.
No, it is a day one for me as well. If it's anything like Sekiro, it's going to take me a month to finish. But
can I tell you something that's on my mind with Elden Ring? That if people are in the Elden Ring or the FromSoft sphere, they will know this. But recently discovered in Dark Souls 3 and following back through all of the previous Dark Souls is an RCE exploit built into the code of the game. So that's a random code executioner or executionable. I don't know the last word 100%. But basically, anyone that invades you in Dark Souls can run any code on your computer. Anything at all. You come straight in, they can like brick your computer. They can steal all your sensitive data. Anything at all. Absolutely anything, this RCE. And because the firmware of the PS5s or the PS4, I can't remember which one of them got cracked and they got into the files of Elden Ring, they can confirm that that RCE is also in Elden Ring. So in the past couple of days, FromSoft actually shut down all of the servers for all of their games to try and... Apparently, they're very easy to patch once you find them, but they're very hard to find. So hopefully it will not be an issue moving forward. However, it is definitely on my mind. It just means you can't play in online mode, obviously, unless you want your PC fucking bricked and all of your information stolen and all your money gone from all of your bank accounts. Yeah, incredibly terrible exploit.
Fuck, that is mental. You might have to play it on PlayStation 5, Kat.
Well, I mean, the collector's edition I got is PlayStation 5. So it's no problem for me. It's just that my friends play on PC. So if we can't play online anyway, what does it matter? Like, I'll go buy it again later when the exploit's been fixed. But yeah,
that is insane.
It is insane. And like, obviously, because I spend a lot of time in that sphere, I know more about it than most people would. But hopefully it gets patched pretty quickly, because
they'd be freaking right now, wouldn't they? Like,
yeah, with their new game just coming out, like, that's rough. So yeah, 2 days ago they shut down the servers. I don't know if they've gone back up yet or not, but yeah, apparently from what I hear, hard to find, easy to fix. So hopefully not a problem. And Elden Ring just went gold earlier today. So obviously they know that this is happening and the game's still gone gold.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully day one patch coming in hot.
That is hectic.
Hopefully.
Well,
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, play game, identity theft.
Fuck.
Don't be thieving me identity. Come on.
Oh, that's hectic. Bloody hell.
That's rough. It's just such a terrible exploit, and it's interesting to think that it's been there since Dark Souls 1, and no one's found it yet.
Till now.
They've only just found it, and the person that
Miyazaki is just like hacking into the fucking.
Yeah, he's like, I'm stealing all your identities. But yeah, the person that found it, like, creates patches for the game themselves. So they found it, and they are not maliciously using it. They're like, I found this issue. This is the issue. They're like contacting like the community moderators and stuff like that to try and get that information up and fixed and that sort of thing. So best case scenario in a way, but also people know it's there now. So, yeah, but no one can play right now anyway. It's all off. Yeah. They can't.
So this is why I prefer single player. You know, I don't want my identity stolen.
Yeah, and also that's why people are like, this is why console is better. Can't get your identity stolen on console.
Yes.
A win for the console players.
Finally, a win for the console players.
I knew I bought my Switch for a reason.
Oh, yeah, to play Kingdom Hearts Cloud Edition.
Oh, hell yeah. But I mean, for real, like my special edition is for PlayStation 5 anyway. So I have no problem with it. I mean, I do have a problem. It fucking sucks, but I also have no problem.
It fucking sucks. Well, I'm excited to play that game. Oh,
hell yeah.
It's gonna be so nice.
It's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so beautiful. Well, Kat, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. No, thank you.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you,
viewers. Thank you, viewers. Yes, that's it. Everybody in the chat tonight, thank you so much for joining us. It is a pleasure to be back with season 2 of Controllers and Coffee. Kat and I have some exciting things coming up this year. We're going to be debuting a brand new show. Not a podcast, but
just a show.
Just a YouTube show.
Just a little thing for you to watch. A little something.
Just before Elden Ring comes out, we'll be doing something. And we're going to be doing a few of them throughout the year, and they're going to be lots of fun. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If you're not already, subscribe to Direckt Gaming. My top 10 lists, Game Pass stuff, will be dropping. At the moment, I'm going to be saying once every 2 weeks, because I'm just like trying to manage my time a bit better, and I don't want to burn myself out, which I've definitely done in the past.
Don't we all?
So every second Saturday, you will get a juicy list from myself. If you haven't watched my top 10 games from 2021 that came out just a couple of days ago, do it. Yes, I understand it's 3 weeks late, and you should watch at least the first 10 seconds of it to laugh your ass off.
It's not late.
I did a funny little thing.
It's not late at all. It's just you need 3 weeks after the new year to digest the content that you've consumed over the past year, and then you can release a video. That's not late. It's perfectly on time.
Kat knows what's up. Fucking this guy right
here. This is when the Game Awards should be. So we could have digested everything from last year.
You got to watch my video, Kat, because you laugh your ass off at the intro that I did. Welcome, Laz, to the chat. By the way, you missed the
welcome
entire show.
Goodbye.
Welcome and goodbye. Thanks for moderating nothing.
Yeah. I needed you when they were bullying me.
Wizard is never late. And thank you everybody for listening and watching this after the fact as well. If you're watching on YouTube, if you'd prefer to listen to this in your car or at the gym or while walking the dog, head over to anchor.fm/controllers and coffee, or just search for Controllers and Coffee on your favorite podcast platforms. And if you're enjoying our audio version and you want to support the show, $3 a month, we'll do extra content for you. And we'll love you even more than we already do. And if you are enjoying this in audio version, you'd prefer to see our faces and you'd prefer to see me live at
Citadel?
the Citadel. Like, can you believe I'm here?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
What is this? What is this internet connection? It's quantum
Oh my God.
entanglement.
Jeez, so good.
You head over to youtube.com/Direckt Gaming and subscribe there. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Kat, for joining me. Episode 51 done and dusted, and season 2 is off to a cracker of a start. So thanks, everybody. Take care. Peace. Bye-bye.
Bye.